What is going on here? Dude! What's up, my doers? It's Matt3756 here on my second channel. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Planet Coaster and Rollercoaster Tycoon World, and I'm going to show you the difference between them. We'll show a little bit of gameplay, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on the stuff I like and dislike about both of them. So we're going to start with Planet Coaster first here. As you can see, like, look at how beautiful this is. Now, I don't know, because I'm running fraps, so the frames per second's probably going to be lagging a little bit, but we'll see. I think, honestly, as far as looks go, Planet Coaster's going to win it right now. Again, Rollercoaster Tycoon World is still in beta, quote unquote. But so far, I think I like the lighting better in Planet Coaster. I think it's a little bit more realistic. I think the rides are a little bit more, like the roller coasters are a little bit more realistic in Planet Coaster here. My biggest thing in both of these games is the coaster builder. I am so pumped that we are finally able to freehand style build track and manipulate the track in pretty much any way we want. Whereas opposed to older games, you just were stuck with predefined pieces. So this is one I just made. It didn't even take me that long here in Planet Coaster, just kind of getting used to it. To access the coasters right now in the alpha on Planet Coaster, you have to go under here into the search and type in under construction. No spaces, hit enter, and as you can see, coasters now becomes available. Now, as you can see, there's only two here. You got an arrows track and a box blind track. This is actually really exciting to me because these two tracks, they could have just said, hey, we're just going to do steel coaster or wooden coaster. These, I love the fact that they have two different types of tracks. This is like an aerodynamic type track. You'll see this on the Magnum XL 200 at Cedar Point. This one here is more like what was the former Mantis at Cedar Point, and a lot of floorless coasters have the box spline track. So I'm kind of pumped, and they actually have, like, if you go here, the coaster track shows there's 4-5 different cars you could choose from per coaster track, which is really cool. And that's another thing I liked about Planet Coaster's coaster editor, if you will, is that you could choose the different types of cars. You can see this one here is like I don't know if it's floorless or no, I don't think it's floorless. I don't know. It's a newer style of cars that they use on coasters today. Whereas this coaster here, I have the Magnum XL 200 style car. As you can see, it looks like identical down to the restraints and everything, which is pretty cool. You know, and you can choose 3-4 different cars just off this track alone. So while there isn't much right now in coasters, I'm really excited that I'm hoping that there's going to be even more. Another little gripe I had about Planet Coaster is the placement of the lights and benches when they get them. They're not, benches and stuff aren't in here now, but just lights are. For example, like placing the street lamps, they don't snap to the walkway. And this is great for people that want to really fine-tune their stuff. I think it's great, but I think they should have an option like Rollercoaster Tycoon World that allows you, because you could go up and down, but like, see, it doesn't snap. So if I put it here, this lamp post is floating if I go to this angle. So it's very easy to do that and mess up. And that's one thing I didn't like. If it would snap to the walkway, that would be cool. And that would be just easier to place things if you want to do it more quickly. Another gripe I have, and I know a lot of people are probably not going to agree with me on this, Planet Coaster is very focused on the customization of buildings. And as you can see, you could add literally anything. Like I added these on top of these buildings here. Now this one I can't believe I did this myself. The roof kind of doesn't make sense because I couldn't get a part to go this way. But this is kind of like a coaster station, quote unquote. And that's another gripe I had about this game is that they're more about the building of, the customization of buildings and like stations and stuff, which is awesome. I think it's great, but they should have an option. Hopefully they will in the future. Planet Coaster will have an option to where you could just add like a pre-built station or download other people's you know, pre-built stations as well, because I know Rollercoaster Tycoon World said they're actually going to allow you to edit their stations as well. So that's pretty interesting. Me personally, I'm all into the roller coaster design. I love the ease of the flat rides. Like, again, the entrances here just come generic. So this thing, the Screaminator sign, I attach to that. Same with this coaster sign. It just comes with this plain thing right here. You have to attach these little logos, which is cool. But like for me, for example, I like the simple little banner signs like Rollercoaster Tycoon World has. A lot of people will disagree with me, and that's fine. As you can see, this one's plain here. Me personally, I'm most excited that these amusement parks games are going to 3D, and they're going into the customization to allow the bending of roller coaster track in any way imaginable. That is my biggest excitement, and I enjoy creating like the paths. That has to be another easy tool to use, and in both games they're pretty similar. They both still have a little bit of glitch, but hopefully that'll be worked out in the final releases. But as I said, my biggest thing is just building the park. Flat rides are cool. I don't have time to custom make flat rides and all that stuff. And like, for example, this is a food place here. I didn't really decorate. Like, as you can see, it's just a box. For me, I would like to have this decorated already. I don't have time to sit here for hours and hours and hours and decorate buildings. I want to build like roller coasters, and queue lines is cool, you know. Hopefully this game gets more queue line paths. There's only 2 of them right now. We can go to queue here, and but hopefully they get more. And that's my biggest thing there, is just kind of building the pathways and stuff like that. And people have different tastes. Some people like the customization of the buildings, and that's fine. They're going to have that option there. I just hope that they cater to both people, I should say. Some of the bugs that I've noticed in Planet Coaster are the guests are just mellowing around in crowds here. I don't know if this is just my game in particular or what, but as you can see, they're way too bunched up right now, and not enough people going on the rides for some reason. Some rides are almost empty, and especially like the roller coasters, you know, they should be almost full, but for some reason they're getting stuck and they're just like mellowing around, as you can see here. The game is, performance-wise, I would say Planet Coaster is better. When I ride the coaster first person, there's less lag than in Rollercoaster Tycoon World. But that, again, that's stuff that both are going to... And I like the different cameras. You could choose seat, you could choose interest. See, I like this right here, where you can see a little bit of the car and the track at the same time, where it's supposed to see the track. So that's neat. I wish Rollercoaster Tycoon would get more angles and whatnot on the... Another big thing on the coaster designer for Planet Coaster, which I love, is the smooth tool. It allows you to select segments of track, click smooth, and it smooths it out. So it's, if you have an angle that's too sharp or just something that didn't, you know, mend right when you were making the coaster. Because right now they're both spline based. Rollercoaster Tycoon does have pre-built pieces, which is pretty cool, and I hope Planet Coaster goes this way as well if we just want quick track, but still obviously keeping the spline based system to allow you know, more customization and fine tuning. Planet Coaster has the smooth tool, Rollercoaster Tycoon does not. If Rollercoaster Tycoon gets a smooth tool, I would have to say I'd maybe favor their coaster editor at this point in the game a little bit more than Planet Coaster's, but that's one reason I was able to create this coaster here. As you can see, it's so smooth, the curves are just... And I like that. I don't like when people just kind of, you know, put track together and they're making these sharp curves that are just really unrealistic. But again, that's me. You know, my preference on coasters is very, very smooth, and nice smooth transitions. And like the hill here, for example, you can see is a nice smooth transition. It doesn't flatten out right away. It kind of gradually goes down. And that's one nice, easy thing you could do here on the Planet Coaster editor thus far. And keep in mind, the coaster editor here isn't even it's not even in like alpha yet. Like they just threw this in here. They're working on the coaster editor in much greater detail. As you can see, so you have your track here and you can adjust the length. Let's see, and then we can go if we want to go left and right and all that. We just simply drag. This raises the track up and down. You can have it angle snap or you can have it free. So as you can see, it's not. See how it moves more smoothly. You can literally fine tune it to the like 1 degree. You know, if you want to, and you can kind of bend the track that way. So I think that's about it for Planet Coaster right now. Again, they are in alpha, like the first stages of alpha, and they have a lot of stuff for an alpha release. They had way more than Rollercoaster Tycoon World's beta did back in October, November of 2015. That was their beta, and the game was due out in like 2 weeks. Thank God they delayed it because it was garbage. On to that, now we're going to go over to Rollercoaster Tycoon World, and I'm going to show you some of the things I liked and didn't like with that game. They are still in early access right now. This is kind of a beta, quote-unquote, release, but there's still a lot of bugs, unfortunately, in this game. It's a great game, and I've always been a fan of the Rollercoaster Tycoon series. I've played it since the first one. Again, Rollercoaster Tycoon is still in beta, so this is early access, but as you can see, they have a lot more rides and whatnot. So you got junior ride categories, family rides, thrill rides, and there's a little bit in each category here, which is pretty cool. Let's see all the thrill rides they have here, and we can even scroll for more. Oh, that's cool. So just kind of looking through their rides, one of the things I mentioned that I wasn't too fond of in Planet Coaster was like the weird theming of the rides and too much pirate stuff. As I said, I'm a big fan of the Rollercoaster Tycoon series, and I think it's cool that they remade kind of their old classic rides from the first and second games into this game. You can see this is that famous slide, for example. Here's another fun slide here. Here's just a regular merry-go-round. And I don't know, I like the look of their rides a little bit better than this game. Another thing I like about this too, and I hope Planet Coaster lets us do this, is you can freeze the time of day. Sometimes when I'm building, especially like coasters, I like to be able to see. When it's nighttime out, it's a little bit hard to see where I'm building. So that's nice, so you can freeze the time of day. One thing I would like to see in both of these games is kind of like a close your park end of the day kind of deal, where you close your park, the guests that are still in line finish their ride, and then after that they leave the park as if your park's closing, and then all the guests leave, and then you can add on to your park as if the overnight or quote-unquote off-season. That's something I've always liked to simulate in the earlier Roller Coaster Tycoons. It just makes it more realistic, I think. But that should be an option if the player wants to play in real time, where each minute is an actual minute. Each minute of real life is an actual minute in game time. That would be kind of cool. As you can see, now I can buy these, you see, depending. So I have $35,000 in my wallet. So if I want to purchase more land, and this is locked until I buy these other ones, see, I can buy. And I think that's awesome. It's real simple. And this map's huge, if you buy it all here. And that, for those that like the money simulation aspect of Tycoon, Roller Coaster Tycoon games, I think this is great. And I hope Planet Coaster gets something identical to this, because this is perfect. You can add water pretty easily, depending on how deep the little valley thingy is there. There are some glitches, like I said, in both games, but I haven't noticed anything being really too difficult here. You can see there's freeform mode. If you want the grid enabled, just hit G and it kind of snaps to a small little grid here, which is kind of cool. Or you can hit snap. Enabling snap is N, so you can see this snaps to like 90 degrees. See that? And that's pretty cool. So if you're like me, I like my park like precise, like the good old games. You'll have that snap feature in there to where you can make precise little walkways, and then you'll have the freeform mode as well. So they're very similar to path building. Some of the things I don't like about the current state of Roller Coaster Tycoon World Early Access, too much vomit. Like, look at this. I don't know why these people are puking, and this. Like, what is this? Ah! Right now at their current state, they're just extremely miserable. Everyone's hungry. Everyone's bored. How could you be bored? You're at a freaking amusement park. Get out of here. I don't need you. But yeah, everyone's like mellowing around like zombies right now. Look at this, as you can see. This person's like ready to die. Everybody's just so miserable. So again, hopefully that's just a bug, and a lot of people, also there's some glitches and bugs where guests that are getting in line are just standing around and blocking the entire line. I'm not really sure what that deal with that is. I don't know why they're grunting like, what the heck? This literally sounds like they're having sex on this roller coaster. This is utterly crazy. What are they doing? Anyway, let's take a look at the ride canal. You can change seats. Again, I hope they get a little bit more like a cinematic here. As you can see, this does lag. That's been one of the problems with lag. And you'll notice the track on the coaster is insane. Like really tight turns. And I have like almost the best computer that money can buy. Custom built it, i7, 2 gig DDR5 graphics card, which is a GTX 670. So it's a pretty good card. We should be able to run something like this. Again, hopefully they're working out their optimization stuff. One nice thing that I hope Planet Coaster gets is this right here, and they added this. This wasn't in the beta of November of 2015 in Rollercoaster Tycoon World. It was just this. This thing was attached to your mouse. The track was going everywhere. It's tough to learn, and I'll tell you what, it took me like 2-3 hours to finally get the freeform building thing down. But this is nice for if you just want a quick piece of track or if you just want a quick coaster. So let me get rid of this for a second. I'll show you here. I'll go here and edit. Now if I go down here, this is just like the good old games where you can select predefined pieces of track. You can do the track size. So I'm going to make a long track short. So if I want it short, then I just click build. Now if I want it to turn, you just go like this. Boom, boom, click. This is the way it should be for the people that just want it quick. They should have both options, and Planet Coaster should learn from this as well. I hope they have something like this at some point. I'm not too fond of this angle twisting thing. I think it could be a little easier, but so now if we want to go straight and build like a left build, we just go up and click build. Now if you want to fine tune, you can click, and there's all these freeform things over here. So if you have to press 2 on your keyboard to change the roll. 1 changes the height of the track, and you gotta hold shift and use your scroll mouse at the same time. So if you want to make like a cool hill like that, and it's nice and smooth, that's how you do it. It takes a lot of practice because you gotta hit like 3 buttons at the same time. You have to hold shift, use scroll wheel, and drag your mouse to the position you want, which is, it gets kind of crazy after a while. Now, this would be cool, like, for example, if I click this, that it wouldn't attach to my mouse again. And I hope Planet Coaster does this as well. If I want to click this node to edit it, like I place this down. Okay, now that's track's already placed. Now say I want to edit this and fine tune it. I should be able to click this and go down here and adjust like with little notches instead of having to go up here, adding a node, and then, you know what I mean? Like, see, like that's where it comes too confusing. Holy heck! What is going on here, dude? I don't know if this is a bug or what. And like I said before, in Planet Coaster, I would love to see a smooth tool or some kind of smooth tool where you could just click on nodes and hit smooth while you're editing the coaster. Makes it nice and even here. As you can see, this turns a little wonky here. It'd be just cool just to have a smooth tool like in Planet Coaster. That's one of my things I didn't like about this one. One thing I wish that Rollercoaster Tycoon would do would give you more colors to choose from. I'm assuming Planet Coaster, with their customization, obviously is their priority. They're gonna let you literally pick from any color. Rollercoaster Tycoon World just has these colors. Some of these look awful. Like, no offense, but I'm not gonna color my coaster freaking olive green. Okay, that just looks hideous. Another thing I didn't like about Rollercoaster Tycoon World is that the trains for the different coasters, apparently, right now it only looks like there's one. Like, there's different themes, but they're all the same type of seats. As you can see, they're just like different colors. see, like, all these are the same except this one and the sci-fi. So, not really fond of that. I like that Planet Coaster has the older cars, like the older 80s and 90s coasters, but as well as includes seats like these. Right now I'm not seeing that here in Rollercoaster Tycoon World. Hopefully they'll add some more train types in the future. Alright guys, so there you have it. That is my review of the coaster simulation games Rollercoaster Tycoon World Early Access and Planet Coaster, which is just in its alpha right now. So you guys can make your own decisions. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know which one you like better. Which one you think is going to end up being better. Again, I'm not really crazy about modifying and building onto buildings. But if we have the option to either modify it or have pre-built ones in either game, that's the one I'm going to go through. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of little comparison review. Like and subscribe for vlogs and everything else. This is my second channel. Gaming reviews, maybe, who knows. Thanks for watching, folks.